Hey guys, let me get right into my predictions for the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this game should be very interesting as it is the first away game for the Dallas Cowboys this season. Keep in mind, the New York Giants are 2-0 coming off of big wins versus the Titans and also versus the Panthers. Now, I'll get into my prediction just here in a second, but I want to lay out a couple of things that will help us understand the groundwork for this game. You got on the side of the New York Giants, you got Daniel Jones. He is at best an average quarterback at this point. You have an elite running back when he's healthy, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has ripped off some big runs in these first couple of games. He's looking as healthy as he's been since he's been in the NFL, which is a guy that we definitely have to key on for the defense to keep this offense in check. In my opinion, the New York Giants thrive off of play action pass, short, quick timing routes to try to get the ball out of Daniel Jones's hands pretty quick. Where they're going to struggle and where we have the definite tactical advantage is pressure. If we're able to get this team, the New York Giants, to third and long or third and medium, we should feast on Daniel Jones, because he is a guy that will turn over the football. He will make errant throws to get the ball out of his hands quick. And he also is a guy that is susceptible to strip sacks and fumbles. And I think this is our probably number one advantage going into this game, is that we have 4 new starters for the New York Giants playing and starting at the offensive line position. We got youth, but we have just enough experience to be dangerous. Obviously, we have probably the best pass rusher in the league this year, Micah Parsons, who is going to come. And if they get in third and long, we are going to feast. We're going to feast on the Giants. I guarantee you that. So as long as we can keep the run game in check on first and second downs, and we are not fooled by any type of gimmick or schemes defensively, we should be in pretty good shape. But the New York Giants have the thing that is very hard for most teams to get. It is momentum. So they have won their first 2 games. So they're winning early in the year. So they're going to come out fighting, believing that, especially with our backup quarterback being there, that they can create situations to where they could win this football game. Now, talking about our offense, the strength of the defensive front for the New York Giants are really their defensive tackles and their inside linebackers. Those guys are pretty strong at the point of attack. So it will be interesting to see how Zach Martin, how our center Batty-Ass and Matt Faranouk deal with them on the interior of our front. Now, on the exterior of the front, in terms of rush ends, I'm just going to be honest, man. There's nothing special about those guys. Most of those guys are lunch pail, effort type guys that, hey, if you make a mistake, or hey, if they throw a good move on you here and there, they can get some pressure. But it's nobody over there, in my opinion, that really scares me. So most of the time, if the New York Giants and what they've done in the first 2 games, if they're going to get pressure on you, they are going to blitz. And this is where the play calling and the preparation of our quarterback will come into play. Because if we time up their blitz from the linebacker position, we can actually pop some really big plays on them. Now, I will say that their corners try to play somewhat physical if they play bump and run coverage at the point of attack from what I've seen. Well, at least in the first 2 games. And so they're going to sit down on short routes. So I would highly advise that we don't run hitch routes, right? Because they're going to be sitting right there trying to make a play on the ball, and that we truly put in and utilize true West Coast offense philosophies, such as timing routes, such as crossing routes, such as quick slants. Those things have shown in the first couple of games to be effective versus the secondary of the New York Giants. So that's what we need to do offensively in terms of the passing game. We don't need to run curl routes, hitches, comebacks, things like that. We need to actually challenge them off a play action pass down the field with go routes, post, and corner routes, those are the type of things that are going to cause the wide receivers we have to be the most effective versus this front. In terms of running the football, I think we got to double down and we got to be very, very committed to running the football, especially the first part of the game and especially on first and second down, much of what we did this past game to get the victory. So as long as we effectively run the football, which I believe that if we stretch the defense a little bit with running some toss, running some traps, running some jet sweeps, some things to the outside to loosen them up, that will be very effective running them. I would not advise us to come out in this game and run straight at the New York Giants because the strength of that defense is their defensive tackles. We need to make those guys move, spread them out, make really good run play calls, but just be a little bit creative to make the defense have to work and flow. If we do that, we should be in really, really, really good shape. And in terms of the game, the outlook, look for this one after further review, guys. And hey, I put out some thoughts a couple days ago, but I'm going to say, hey, I think that New York is going to come out and they're going to try to fight. They're going to be at home. I think that it's a tight game. The first quarter, the second quarter. I think as we get into the third and the fourth quarter, the difference in the game is going to be who can convert on third down and who wins the time of possession battle. And if we are committed to running the football and we can win the time of possession battle and convert a few big plays late in the game, I think this one is not a blowout. I think it's a little bit closer than what I had thought, after reviewing some film. I think that we can win this one, a close game going away in the Meadowlands. So that's my outlook on it, guys. Don't forget to follow Boss Cowboy Sports. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. And until next time, I'm out.